WWE 2K23's latest patch 1.19 is here, and I got some bad news. There are no substantial updates to the game with the latest patch. This is really bad news, as players were probably hoping to get the likes of some universe mode fixes, online stability fixes, improvements, maybe even some stuff to the core game. But I did look into things like being able to auto-populate managers. That is still not fixed. DX theme song is not in the game unless you're going to use something like Shawn Michaels 97 preset and have to go around and work around everything. Evolution music still not in the game. A lot of the real things that players were kind of looking for to be able to have them fixed and improved are not there. What did we get? Hulk Hogan's mustache is fixed. That's how we can all celebrate now. It's all fixed and working together. This is not what fans were hoping to see. Players were hoping to see a lot more when it came to 2K23. There is a lot of content that is out for this patch. Unfortunately, it's all in the form of my faction. Now, don't get me wrong, I have no problems with mode exclusives. I just think that I should have the option to be able to buy the my faction content and play it in the base game. So I'm gonna give you a rundown of all of the exclusive content for my faction, what is coming up, but there is a hope spot in here. Not everything is terrible news, and it's in the form of Bad Bunny. What's the Status was able to look at the latest content that came out in the patch and was able to see that Bad Bunny 2023, his backlash attire and look, that is scheduled to be in the game. There is actually a scheduled future release for this content as DLC. This is not going to be, according to everything online, this is not going to be a My Faction exclusive. What's the Status and others have said that they don't know when the release date is for this, but some are saying that when it comes to PC, because it's out there right now, that there is a chance that it would come tomorrow. Not only does Bad Bunny 23, according to the 2K community, has the likes of his backlash attire, it has his updated look, facial textures, details are all there too. His updated theme song is not included, but they have also included within the patch, and it's still locked, it's not released yet, the LWO t-shirt to go with it. Status and others in the community believe that this is going to be released as a DLC, as you can see with the screenshot on screen here from Head of the Table, shout out to him, but he took this using on the PC side, being able to see that there is a prompt that is going to be coming out for players. It has not released yet, but it will be saying that you got the new Bad Bunny DLC. So this is great. This is an absolute hope spot if this is going to release for all players across the board and it doesn't end up being some sort of weird My Faction exclusive. It doesn't seem to be that way. Status was able to confirm that this Bad Bunny model, all of the attires, everything you can edit, everything in the creation suite, it looks to be like a full playable model as part of DLC. So free DLC, I'm into it. I'll take it every day of the week. And it's a great move by 2K to release Bad Bunny if they are going to do this like tomorrow or in the next week or so. This is great additional content to be able to add on for players to be able to go in and redo the backlash match with Bad Bunny. It's a wonderful addition, and kudos to them if they are going to go down in this path. But there's a lot of not so good things when it comes to the latest patch, and that is in the form of the My Faction locked content. There's going to be new My Faction drops that are going to be coming out over the next couple of weeks, and all the ones that we're about to talk about, including one that I really was hoping that we could maybe get in the game, they're all content damage, meaning they're not going to be made available in the game. The first one they did here was Lily the Doll. So Lily the Doll is going to be a My Faction character exclusive to the mode. This is locked as content damage, so it won't be uploaded to community creations at all. It's a weird choice for 2K to include this, but sure, it's there. They can use a Lily the Doll as an exclusive. Alongside this, you're getting Alexa Bliss Dark model, the one that she was associated with Bray Wyatt in the Fiend the Firefly Funhouse. That is also coming to My Faction as a content damage. You cannot get it outside of the mode. They're also releasing Miz 2011 model that is in there, but they're updating it with this exclusive collaboration, I guess, with the NBA. So it's Mike the Miz in an NBA All-Star shirt, and it's also content damage. The Fiend Bray Wyatt was also listed here, but being removed completely. All of the data for the Fiend Bray Wyatt, it was in there before as a placeholder, as a slot, and we were hopeful that we would see this maybe in My Faction, but maybe unlockable or given to us as additional free DLC. It's not there. The Fiend is not going to be in the game. He's completely removed. Now, this can be the decision of 2K. This could also be in conjunction with the Rotunda family. What we have seen with the Rotunda family since the passing of Bray Wyatt is that Mattel, specifically for the toy line, the action figures, they have paused on the production and the release of the Bray Wyatt figures as a sign of respect, as well as those were the wishes of the Rotunda family to not do that. Pure speculation here, that's what this could be as well. It could be that the Rotunda family simply does not want to have Bray Wyatt, Wyndham Rotunda, associated, released, any additional stuff at this time when it comes to video games, licensing, anything of that nature. That's my guess here. I would love to see The Fiend in the game at a future point, maybe in 2K24. And the big one for me, the big one, the big bad booty daddy, Big Papa Pump Scott Steiner, my faction exclusive. This is the big one that bothers me. Yes, it's a gimme what I want situation, but honestly, it's a full Big Papa Pump Scott Steiner model with everything, and you would have the Titantron, the music, the attire, the updated facial textures and details. It's a My Faction exclusive. This one is also content damage. We're not going to be able to unlock this. Are there community creations of Big Papa Pump? Yes, and they are fantastic, and we can do that. But you don't get Big Papa Pump call name, you don't get the Titantron, you don't get the music, you don't get the original motion. And all of that would be locked to My Faction. This is where I beg 2K in the future. I understand it's a separate team and all of that, and they want to be able to do their own thing in their own little universe. But I would really urge 2K to look at making these My Faction exclusives that we can grind and unlock Scott Steiner, but then once we do, we unlock them and put them into the base game, free for us to be able to play and enjoy, because I don't want to play as Scott Steiner locked to My Faction to have a match against Akira Tozawa. As hilarious as Akira is, it's not what I want. I want to be able to take Scott Steiner, Big Papa Pump, and put him in WCW in my universe mode, face up against Hulk Hogan, do what I want to be able to do within the full game, since I'm grinding for hours to get him, or utilizing My Faction rewards points and paying real dollars to unlock packs. But all of this content is going to be locked, and we're not going to have access to this. And this shows me that this is very much the big direction for next year with 2K24, and why I'm worried for a lot of players. You may say, get a PC, brother, and just use mods. Absolutely, but a large portion of the audience, players, they don't have PCs, they don't play on PC, they want to turn on their consoles and be able to access the game and play everything that they have ready available, and they're not going to be able to do that with this. I understand 2K wanting to have exclusive content for My Faction to make it attractive for players to turn around and go, oh, Scott Steiner, great, I'll go try it out and go play, but I can never port him into the base game, and that's the big problem here. In terms of patch notes, at the time of this recording, there are no patch notes from 2K directly. You could find some on the internet just talking about bug fixes and minor fixes, but as I've dug through the game itself, I haven't seen any noticeable changes or updates to the game, and 2K have not released patch notes yet. If they do, I wouldn't expect anything substantial or different other than the generic bug fixes and updates. The other thing with the Bad Bunny 2023 model that we talked about, we don't know this yet for sure. One, if it is going to be released, like I said, to be playable, it looks that way. But the other thing we don't know yet is going to be if you need the Bad Bunny pre-order bonus DLC in order to get this new version of Bad Bunny. I can only assume the answer is yes, that you would need the first version of Bad Bunny purchased or pre-ordered in order to access the new one. That's the only thing I can guess here, or we buy them individually as standalone DLC. Through the Xbox store, as an example, you can buy the Bad Bunny bonus pack, which is just Bad Bunny, and at least in Canada, they have it listed here for $13.49. It's one of the most egregious prices for any DLC and for a single character. So my assumption is going to be that we will need this DLC ahead of time in order to play as the new Bad Bunny model, or they're just going to tell you to buy it individually at full price. But the last point I'll make with all of this here, with regards to the My Faction, the DLC bonuses, like I said, the Bad Bunny piece, if this comes out as a exclusive DLC, a free update DLC, something that fans are going to be able to play as and it's updated to the game, that's a great move, great incentive, great thing for players, and a great move for 2K to do for the community. But I can also see that it rubs players the wrong way because you've made Bad Bunny available as an additional late DLC option to purchase and be able to add on to the game in almost November, but Scott Steiner is still going to be locked to My Faction and not playable in the base game. But it's not all bad, right? Because we do have Hulk Hogan's mustache right here. And that should be enough for all of us. Thanks for watching. Hit that subscribe button if you enjoyed the video. I'll see you on the next one, guys. Bye.